Riftbound reveals season is a couple days in, and people are already having ruling questions. A common discussion in the community Discord is about combat, how actions work, when cards are played, and how things interact. So let's answer some of these questions by breaking down the combat system step by step. Combat is initiated when one or more units enter a battlefield occupied by an enemy unit. The unit that entered the battlefield is the attacker. The unit that was previously there is the defender. The movement into the battlefield can be caused by anything, whether by the unit's controller or not, such as charm. If a unit from a player not involved attempts to be moved to a battlefield where combat is currently occurring, that unit is instead returned to their controller's base. For example, a Jinx Demolitionist may attempt to conquer a Grand Plaza occupied by an Ahri Inquizitive and a Ravenbloom student. After combat has been initiated, a showdown begins. A showdown occurs either when a combat occurs or when a unit enters an empty battlefield. If a unit enters an empty battlefield, they are the attacker and no units are the defender. Showdowns are broken into three parts: Start of Showdown, Attacker Focus, and Defender Focus. Start of Showdown begins with Assault and Shield abilities, increasing units' might. Thus, Jinx would gain 2 might. Then a chain begins, with When I Attack triggers, followed by When I Defend triggers. Before the chain resolves, the attacker can play a reaction, then the defender, back to the attacker, in a loop until neither player plays a reaction. Effects in a chain are resolved in reverse order, meaning the last effect activated is the first effect that happens. Ahri would trigger, attempting to give Jinx -2. After the chain is resolved, the attacker is allowed to play an action card. This is called Focus. If they play an action card, the defender is given a chance to play a reaction. Then the attacker can play a reaction in a cycle until neither player plays a reaction. During this time, the Jinx player may play Disintegrate to deal 3 damage to Ahri. Ahri may respond with Wind Wall to counter the spell. After the attacker has played an action, Focus is passed on to the defender, following the same pattern as the defender. During this time, Ahri may choose not to play a card, in which case, Focus passes back to Jinx. If Jinx were to cast a card, this cycle would continue, but if she did not, the showdown would end and the combat damage step would begin. The combat damage step starts by summing the total might of all the attacker and defender units at the battlefield. Then, the attacker and defender units assign damage to the other units based on the total. The assigned damage must agree with abilities on the field, such as tank, which makes the tank take damage equal to its might first. So the Jinx player could assign 3 damage to Ahri and 1 damage to the Ravenbloom student, and the Ahri player could assign 5 damage to Jinx. After combat damage is assigned, combat is resolved. Resolution begins by sending all units with damage greater than or equal to their might to the trash. Remaining units lose all damage markers. If units from both the attacking player and defending player remain, then the defending player's units stay at the battlefield and the attacking player's units are returned to base. If the attacking player is the only one with remaining units at the battlefield, they will conquer it and gain 1 point. So Jinx and Ahri would be sent to the trash, and Ravenbloom student would remain at the battlefield and lose its 1 damage marker. Following the resolution, any triggered effects from the death of units at battlefields occur, and then the game is returned to a neutral state. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below if you enjoyed the video, if you have any rulings questions, or anything you learned. Bye!